everybody, welcome to another video by Liminal Spaces. So today we have another Ray Bradbury from Dark Carnival. We're talking about The Small Assassin. This story is huge, of course. It's been republished like 7 times in 7 different things. It was originally released in the November issue of Die Mystery in 1946. And it's the cover story, which is super cool, right? The picture on the cover is literally a picture from the story, and it gets top billing on the cover. I believe this story reads a little bit differently today than it used to. I don't want to give any spoilers right now in case you haven't read it, but I do just want to say, remember, this is a fun, scary story. That's what you're reading, is a fun, scary story. As I was reading into this, I started going to weird places, and I didn't enjoy this as much as I probably could have if I would have just relaxed and read the thing. It is a little bit weird when you have to talk about it, right? I'm sort of this weird critic of Ray Bradbury, which is really dumb because it's excellent. Of course you should get the book, and of course you should read it. You don't need to watch a video to tell you that, right? But it is fun to talk about it, right? It's enjoyable, but it does put me in a weird headspace when I'm reading something. I'm like, ooh, what am I going to say about this? How do I feel? You know what I mean? It's weird. So I am going to go into some spoilers now. I'm not just going to go plot by plot through this thing. I want to try to avoid that. But there's a couple things that I do want to talk about in the story. Basically, it's the story of a woman who has a child and the labor is horrible. Right? She ends up having to get a cesarean section because she almost dies. It is a terrible, terrible experience. And once everything turns out okay, she can't deal with the baby. She cannot accept the baby because she feels like the baby tried to kill her. And this immediately, and the prose are so beautifully written. It's incredible. So the fear and the pain that she goes through are really well written out. And you really understand that she hates this child. She is so distraught that she should not be around this child. She needs help. She needs serious, serious help. And that's the direction I started going in. And they have this idiot doctor who's like, it's all right, just get home, chill out for a while, just make sure to be nice to her, and then call me in a month if it's still kind of weird. So they go home, but he has to go away on a business trip, and he has to come back early because his wife suddenly gets pneumonia, and she explains to him that she tried to kill the baby. That she literally put her hands around the baby's throat and tried to choke it, and then she realized that it's probably a better idea to just turn it over and press it into the blanket so that it suffocates. So she presses it down, but she can't stay there. She just ends up running out of the room, and she comes back like an hour later to see if it's dead, and it's on its back, and it's just smiling and having fun. So she just ignores it for like a week. While her husband is gone, she just lays in bed, listens to it screaming in the other room. She assumes maybe the cook that they have took care of the baby because it's still alive after a week of being completely neglected. Like, it's insane what she does to this child. So he goes back to the doctor and he explains everything she told him. And the doctor says, oh no, just give it a month. She'll be fine. Come on back if you still have trouble. I'll recommend a psychiatrist at that time. I mean, it's the men in this story are so stupid, so uneducated about the things that could happen to a woman having a child. I'm uneducated about it. But even me reading this, I'm like, what the heck are you guys doing? You know? So I am very thankful that the story ends the way that it ends. Because I was afraid that she was going to kill the child and go to prison for life because she is psychotic and evil. And we'd never know. And if that was the story, I would have hated it. Now, thankfully, that's not the story, okay? The story is, and this is a a trope, I guess would be the word for it. This is a thing that I think horror stories like to do. They have the world not believe the person that's going through the trauma. They think they're just making it up or they're crazy or whatever, right? That's what this story is. I was very relieved in the end to find out the child is truly evil and must be killed. Because it's just a silly, scary story, right? That's all it really is. It is not a critique on the medical society. It's not a critique on male-dominated society. It's not anything like that, right? But I, of course, naturally went there because the prose are so beautiful and her situation is so intense that it's very natural, I think, for the reader to honestly side with her and to be able to say, what is wrong with you guys? And maybe that happened less back in 46 because there wasn't enough education about the depression or the pain that a woman can go through when having a child. But reading it today was very, very strange. Now, one thing I truly loved about this is it had some genuinely scary moments. This could easily be a really good short horror movie, honestly. Like, there's a part where she's like, they've been laying in bed. They've been in bed for like an hour, right? The kid's crib is in there. The kid's asleep. Hi, Gowron. Do you want to be in the video? I'm almost done. They've been laying in bed for like an hour. The lights are off. The crib is in there. There's no noise coming from the crib. And then she says something like, I think it's looking at us. And the guy flips on the lights, and the kid is just sitting in the crib staring at them, right? Which is horrifying, right? I mean, it's crazy. It's really, really good. And I feel like if you're willing to kind of point up how foolish these men are and how stupid they are about taking her seriously and about trying to actually fix this problem, if you can point that up a little bit, then I really believe this story could be terrifying and very, very intriguing and fun. But overall, it is good. I did enjoy it. I just went down this weird path because the prose just took me in. I mean, the opening of this is just crazy with her being surrounded by all these doctors and hearing all these whispers and the pain and the everything. And then she's got the baby with her, right? He like pulls back the covers and the baby's right there. Like it's wild. It's a very, very well written old story. So I did enjoy it. Of course, I recommend this book, obviously. Make sure you grab it. Make sure you read through these stories if you haven't already. And make sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Make sure to subscribe because we have so much stuff in the past and in the future. And have a great day.